Well, welcome everyone. We have a big series this weekend for Maverick men's hockey against Northern Michigan. Coach Luke Strand is here with us. First of all, Coach, split last weekend on the road against Bowling Green. There's no easy opponents in this league, you know that, but what were some of the outcomes that you saw from this team as far as how they played?
Yeah, Friday, to Bowling Green's credit, they played hard. I thought they played to a plan and identity, and um, as the game wore on, I didn't mind where we were at. It's unfortunate the way it goes down last minute of the game, and I thought there were some controllables we didn't take advantage of as far as like goals against and things that we didn't stop that we probably would want to and want back. At the same time, I thought we had some balance out of our group in efforts and in production. I think some guys took some steps again, which is a good sign. And I thought it led us into a better Saturday. I thought our conviction on Saturday was just way better.
The standings are as close as I've seen them in recent memory at this point in the year. What are the things that you have to do now in the last 10 games of the year to make sure that you're peaking at the right time?
Yeah, I mean the separation is going to be some details. It's going to be some performance. I think you're getting to that moment where you're asking your bottom six to really strap up the boots and give nothing against. Change the balance of pressure in your favor. You're asking your top six to probably produce. At the same time, keep the other group off the board. The details of the special teams are just coming, and then I think through and through, night in, night out, you're going to find goaltending to be a separating factor, whether it's by a single performance, a tandem, a little bit of team defense for sure involved in that. But finding our way here to play best hockey at the best time of the year it takes everyone, and there's a lot of things people are capable of, and we got to decide what they're willing to do versus what they're just capable of.
Early on in the year, you mentioned you want to see some improvement on home ice, and now more recently we've seen that. What's been the difference in terms of playing here at home in Mankato with the guys?
Twofold. One, we're getting used to it. I mean, there's a comfortability schedule, timing, routine, that sort of thing. I wouldn't say our home schedule was the easiest schedule that we played, and at our home ice either. So we didn't come out on the right side of a few series there that we felt we could have and didn't. But the steady improvement for me has just been in the overall game. I think there are no freshmen anymore. Everyone's played their share. There are no veteran guys. We're all into the trench together now. So it's going to come night in, night out performance, and what team you can put on the ice that's going to find the most consistent resolve about the way they want to play.
Questions for Coach Kevin?
Luke, what do you see in terms of Northern Michigan on film? I feel like they're a team that tends to be maybe a little bit unique in their play style as opposed to a lot of the other teams in the league.
Well, I mean, they've got a feisty style to the way they play. I think they've got players on the upper end of their lineup that make a difference. Their point totals are, they got two lines there that lead the way with even strength goals. I think they lean on those players. They got a defense crew that they've got size. I think they've got some mobility there. It just as a whole, they're going to play a connected game. You watch their line rush against and their sort outs, and they do a nice job. The way they handle mistakes, they know what's going on. They do a nice job that way, and they've got some dynamic on the front side that can change the game. So you better know who you're out there against, and you better understand the when and the why. And at the same time, you got to get to their side of the rink and really, put pressure on their goaltending and put pressure on their Ds.
You've got a couple of graduate students in Lucas Sauter and Sam Morton who have played a lot of hockey on the same teams, but haven't been on a line together, I think, since it's maybe 2016, 17 back in the in junior hockey. Um, how cool has it been to see two old friends get to be on a line together, and how much how big a part of this team are they?
Well, they're a huge piece of the puzzle. They're two maybe biggest pillars that we have in a lot of regard. I think they keep each other accountable, both on and off the rink. That part has been fun. There's definitely a internal competitiveness in a good way. Like they want to see best fortune for the other, but they're going to go for it themselves. At the end of the day, to their credit, maybe the biggest credit to them is they haven't tried to go do things by themselves either. They've stuck to a plan and really, I know as a staff and a head coach and all of us included that they've got some thoughts and they've got some ideas and we want those ideas and I'm not naive enough to think that they don't know what's going on. They've got a great mind about what they've been through and what they're going to go forward with, and I take in a lot of information from those two on a daily basis.
With Northern Michigan, there's been a lot of some very big games, some games that have gone both ways. The last time that you played them, it was a really dramatic game. Obviously, in this building, is there a little extra maybe hype given the way around there, given the way that game went?
Well, there's definitely incentive. I mean, you all, I think there's a target enough on our back the way it is, just with the history of the program and where it's been and the winning that's occurred. So I do feel we get a lot of games, best foot forward games from others. At the same time, the ending of another team's season oftentimes is the unforgettable part. So the guys that remain on either roster are very sensitive to that side, and I'm sure that they will not have buried that hatchet per se at that point. So we're going to get their best game, and you know what? I think both rosters are a little bit different right now. So the excitement for me is that it's a first time foe. Last week you played PG for first time. You're playing Northern first time. You got to get after these points here that are available.